Good afternoon, Saints. Well, they did it again. On network. Okay, for those of you who watch a lot of television, you know that the way this on-demand thing works with Comcast, they'll play the show on whatever scheduled time is, and then the following day, it'll be on demand, right? That's the way it's been, including OWN. That's the way they've always done it. That's the way most shows are. So this happened last week and this week. So I'm assuming now that this is a decision OWN has made. They'd rather lock you into watching it that night, I guess. It'll probably be on by tonight or something, or tomorrow. But they won't. This is the second time in a row this damn show was not on demand. Usually I watch it. I told you last week. I watch it the night before just for fun. Then the next day I'll take notes and pay attention and try to review it. Right? Or recap it. So, once again, I'm stuck with having to do this from memory from the show last night because it is not on. It's not on yet. I don't want to wait until tomorrow when you guys be already burned out and moved on. Okay, so this is Greenleaf season 3, episode 8. Now scratch these notes down from my memory. We'll do the best we can. One thing we won't forget is Zora got the lead in this episode. So Miss Zora, she's done packed up. She was leaving last week, right? Now she just packed up and headed for the gate. A lady maid trailing behind her. Lady maid would not let her out that gate. She said, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" Forgive me if I throw a few things in. She didn't say hell, but where do you think you're going? And Zora announced she's 18 years old and she is free and she is leaving this prison, right? So Zora tells the gate man the gate guard to open the gate. He stands up like he's going to open the gate. And Lady May says, "Don't you dare." And Zora says, "Open the gate." And he makes another move. Like he's going for a lever. Lady May, the boss, is standing there. "No, don't open the gate." So Zora announces she's going to jump over the gate. She said, basically telling the old lady, I dare you try to catch me, you know. So as all this is going on, the parents pull up. Jacob and Clarissa. They pull up. Their plan is to go and pick her up, right? So, Lady May, people don't use phones. I don't like people just dropping in and do stuff. If you come to my house, I would expect you to call first. Anyway, they're just going to stop by and pick up this girl. She's going to have no warning whatsoever. So Lady May got a little bit of attitude about that. They say they're to pick her up. So you can go. You can go home. And she said, "I'm not going with you either." Zora announces not only is she leaving the mansion, she is not going home with her parents either. And Jacob, of course, is very, "Get your ass in the car." She's not having it. She is determined. She wants this. I guess she wants this boy to beat her ass, because that's the only conclusion I can come up with. She's already afraid of him, but we'll get to that. Anyway. Okay, Jacob is pissed. He tries to get her to get in the car. "Get in the car, Zora. Get in the car, Zora. Get in the car." She won't go. Right. Guess who drives up? This asshole named Izia. Now, I didn't realize what an asshole this dude is. He pulls up in his BMW SUV. So I guess he must make money from singing. Something. He got a BMW. He pulls up in his vehicle. And of course, Jacob dares him to get out of the car. But the guy gets out and says, "Who are all these people?" And okay, so the little boy gets very belligerent with Jacob. Jacob's trying to get his daughter to get in his car. The punk is telling her to get in his car. He's the reason. He's the one that's only the one that's there to pick her up. She's eager to go with him, right? Jacob wants to beat him up. This boy whips out a cell phone and he says they're live. Now it seems like he's recording what's going on there. I guess people can go live from their phone. I don't know how all that technology works, but He says they're live. Jacob gets up in the camera and says, "This boy, he hits girls. He hits girls." So I guess Izia is some kind of minor celebrity. Gospel music. Gospel music. Isn't that something? These holy people. Anyway, so Lady Mae is slamming the door on trying to open the door on Zora on the passenger side. She didn't get in the boy's car. Slam it. You know, the little punk says, stop slamming my door, old lady. And then, of course, Jacob goes over there. I thought he was going to go over there and punch him right through the passengers for the driver's side, right? But Jacob goes over there. You better put one hand on my daughter. See, this whole thing for me is set up to where that boy is going to end up dead. I don't know if it's going to be Zora's going to kill him or Jacob is going to kill him. They can't afford to have it look just like Grace's thing. So I don't know which one's going to kill him. Or maybe they'll have Clarissa kill him. I don't know. Or Lady Mae may put a buster cap in his ass. But my guess from the beginning, since I saw him put his hands on that girl, is that child's going to end up dead. Now, he'll probably jump on her, beat her up bad. She'll call her parents, and that boy will end up dead. It's probably my guess how this season's going to wrap up. Anyway, so she decides to go with him. Then they can do about it. Clarissa hands her phone, because, you know, Zora don't have a phone. They took it from her. She said, "Here, take my phone." And that punk grabs the phone out of the girl's hand and throws it out the window. Now, what more? I mean, that's her connection to them. He just cut it off. That boy deserves a serious ass whooping. He does. I'm sorry. I'm not a violent person. I don't encourage people to violence. But Jacob needed to pull that motherfucker out of the car and beat the dog shit out of him. Just for the level of disrespect he has for his family. He pulls off. Okay. Tasha. Now, last week, Tasha and Jacob kissed, right? They had a little passion kiss. A moment of weakness is how Jacob sees it. But for Tasha, it was a little more than that. So she's been texting him, right? We've got terrible light today. Damn thing goes in and out, in and out. All right. We'll work it out. The light goes in and out. Not consistent. Okay, Tasha. So he confronts her. This is right after that scene. He goes into work and he confronts Tasha because Tasha keeps texting him little notes, you know. He's saying, "You can't do that. Stop doing that. Doesn't look good." And he also tells her that kiss was a mistake. Loves his wife. He's staying with his wife. She starts crying. She's hurt. Tasha, it's a married man, though. I mean, anyway, so she is much more into him than he is into her. She starts crying as he's trying to comfort her without encouraging her. And guess who drives up? This is they're in Tasha's office. Here comes the bishop. He wants to meet with Jacob about Zora. When the bishop comes in, he says, "Am I breaking something up here?" So the bishop is very suspicious of what's going on in this scene. Jesus Christ. Okay, so they're all starting to shut the bishop out, like he's no longer part of the family. Lady Mae is running the family now. They don't want him to get involved in anything. Okay. Tasha, as she's leaving, of course, she quits. She quits the job. She's walking away from the church. As far as that lady who killed her husband, now Grace goes to see her. What is it now? They can't get her out or something. Anyway, this girl, Rochelle Cross, she's working with Grace on this situation. And she arranges for this girl to get bailed out. I think Grace put up the money from the fund. She arranged for her, there was some kind of snafu. But she arranged for her to get out. And then the woman, when she gets home, she's still so sad. I mean, she's defeated. But she's more worried about anything about her kids. So Tasha Skanks, no, not Tasha Skanks, Rochelle Cross says she has friends in whatever that agency that looks out for kids is, right? And she comes through. She gets this woman have a visit with the girl in whatever agent in an office. They don't come home with her, but she's able to see them at least. She hasn't seen them since the murder. Okay, so we don't know what Rochelle Cross, now she's trying to show that she actually has some compassion in her. We don't know if this is all part of her plan as well. But she seems to be helping this woman. She says she's from their system, their foster care system. She has a lot of connections there, and she's been through it herself. Okay. So this prosecutor, this dude who was prosecuting this woman, he wants Grace to take this deal that he's offering this woman who killed her husband. He wants her to take 20 years for second-degree murder. If she fights it, she'll have to fight first-degree murder, and she could go away for the rest of her life. 20 years, they want her to accept this case. And so Grace said, no, it's just a ridiculous deal. It's not a deal at all. And he throws up in her face that her murder case, implying that her murder case could be reopened. And there's several pieces of evidence that they chose not to look at in her case. In other words, he shakes Grace up because Grace always felt guilty about killing Mac because when he was bleeding out, she refused to call the police. Call the ambulance or get help for him until he told her where her daughter was. It was only moments. I don't think that made any damn difference. Even if they were going 100 miles an hour, he was bleeding out. He bled out right there on the phone. But she always felt like maybe she put her thumb on the scales, caused his death. Okay, so the prosecutor said, offer her the damn deal. And Grace goes through with it. She offers to the girl this deal for 20 years. She doesn't suggest that she take it or not take it. But after the woman sees her children, I think she has, is it 2 or 3 kids? After she sees her kids, she says, no way. No, I'm not going to prison. I can't leave my children. Right? Now, Grace is actually happy about this. She had to offer the deal because the fool was making her do it. But she was glad this woman did not take that deal. Maybe if it was something like a manslaughter or something and you got 5 years with halftime, something like that, they might have had action. And maybe that's where this thing will end up. Right? The whole problem being that the man was asleep when she hit him. Okay. I'm doing most of this from memory. It's pretty decent, actually. Lady Mae drives Clarissa. Clarissa wants to go over there to this boy's parents' house. Now, they had a problem with the parents before because when Jacob punched them out, they wanted to press charges. And they were talked down from that. This is why Jacob didn't go ahead and beat him up this time. But Clarissa wants to go to the house. She figured, well, he's not much older than she is, so he probably still lives at home. Which is a little odd. He's driving a BMW and he's supposed to be some kind of star. But he does go back there. But he leaves the girl in the car. So that would tell me that they're not moving back into the parents' house. But somehow or other, Clarissa figured he'd come back to the house. They stake out the house, Lady Mae and Clarissa. But Clarissa tells Lady Mae to stay in the car when their car pulls up. She wants to deal with her daughter. He goes into the house and tells her to stay put. Now, you can tell this girl's scared of him because she said, lower your voice or he hears you. He's going to find out you're here. Already. But she knows that's the way he always treated her. I've never seen any I don't know why she's in love with him even. Because I haven't even seen any loving scenes between them. Maybe the first little peck on the cheek or something was okay, but as far as the rest of it, he's just a domineering man. And maybe that's what she's looking for. All right. So Carissa talks to her through the window. She says, okay, I'm not going to play with you. If you will not get out of this car and come with us, that's it. Zora, you can't come back. You're on your own. A grown woman. This is absolutely going to be a tragedy. I just know it. And this boy is so horrible that we're all going to cheer when he dies. So she's like, Uncle Matt, man, who has compassion for a damn multiple child molester? That's what they're presenting to us. This guy has got no redeemable qualities. That's why it's going to be fine for him to go. All right, Sophia, of course, Sophia's still going through it. She's depressed and she's mad at God. And she's decided her little boyfriend sent her, her ex-boyfriend, sent her some little pictures. And the pictures reminded her of when their plans to go to, I forgot the name of the school, but some Christian college they would go to together, right? So it reminded her of that. She's looking through some little remembrances kind of book he gave her. She goes and tells her mother, listen, I do not want to go to that school. And Grace, who was worn out from a very full day, she said, well, what do you mean? I don't want to go to a Christian school at all. But you're going to college. So Grace is only firm about her going to college, not about her choice to not go to this Christian college. Remember, Grace went to her thing for 20 years. She has separated from the church for 20 years. For her to not understand what this girl is going through with her relationship with her God would be hypocritical. Because she did the same thing. She didn't come back till she had a 15-year-old girl in tow. All right. Oh, yeah, we never saw her husband again. I mean, her ex. Remember, he was in the picture, the white guy. So the girl, Sophia, is biracial. Her husband stays in Memphis, and he's a white guy. But I thought they were going to have him have some role in this series. It just occurred to me. I never seen him again. Okay. Last thing we see is Charity is working for the funeral home again. I guess she's doing another little benefit. But the undertaker, are they called undertakers? Whatever. The guy owns the whole place. Bishop's best friend, the one who's living with, he sees how well she is with the bereaved, how she comforts them and so forth. And he offers her a job. And she does seem to be at peace there. So at first she balked. So far what we have is there she balked. But I have a feeling she's going to take it. He says he needs to groom someone to take over. He's an old man. He got to be between 70 and 80 years old. 70, 75. And he doesn't have any kids apparently. He needs to groom someone to take over when the time comes. He puts all this in her original her job offer. So she says, no, I couldn't. He said, oh, you have a special gift. I've seen you where you are with the ladies. So that's what we see. So far we see her not accepting. And I think that's pretty much where it left off at. Okay, so from now on, I'll take my notes from the same night. I can't depend on OWN to do it like everybody else. Do it like the white people. Just kidding. Don't put it in the comments. Thank you. Just kidding. See you next week.